to establish a safe baby court pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated 37-1-901 and authorizing the county mayor to sign any contracts necessary to implement this resolution.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Myers, anything to add?
Sam Mars, you Court. Commissioners, this is the fourth contract in the last year and a half. I'm happy to say that this should settle down now. This is a 3-year contract, providing $195,000 a year. It's it's a fully reimbursable, so there is no cost to the county. The program is up and running and has really yielded some very impressive results thus far, and we're very, very hopeful that we can continue that on in the future. And at this point, I'd be happy to answer any questions since we've been over this 4 times in the last year.
I see no lights. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, 625-4, please.
Resolution 625-4, a resolution accepting the proposal from Video Ray LLC for the purchase of a submersible remote operated vehicle amounting to $250,831.66 for the sheriff's office and authorizing the county mayor to sign any contracts necessary to implement this resolution.
Thank you, ma'am. Sheriff, tell us about this.
Yeah, this is used in water operations. We have over 30 miles of water jurisdiction we're responsible for. Our current piece of technology we have is 14 years old. And to give you a little background on it, it was purchased under a port security grant in 2011 for $125,000. Since 2020, it's been unsupported by warranty or maintenance agreements and software updates. Piece of technology was deployed over 50 times on emergency responses to drownings, vehicle locations, a downed airplane. In addition, it was used an unknown amount of times on routine calls for recoveries of vehicles, plane engines, and inspections or infrastructure. Inspections of infrastructure would be the waterfront for special events and things of that nature. That current 14-year-old piece of technology has failed us, and with summer being here, it's critical that we get this as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Helton?
Thank you, Chairman. Sheriff, do any of our other county departments have these vehicles or supported agencies that you know of?
What type of agency?
The ROVs.
I don't know if they have an ROV. They have side scan capabilities. I don't know if they have an ROV or not.
We're in a tough budget year, and it makes me wonder if this is a need or a luxury item.
For us, it's a need. For us, it's absolute need. We're responsible for evidence recovery. Those civilian agencies are not. They're not trained in evidence recovery. So they don't fall under my jurisdiction. So they operate autonomously.
Mission critical items.
Yes, sir. In my opinion, it is.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
No further lights. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, moving on to 625-5, please.
Resolution 625-5, a resolution to authorize the county mayor to increase the design contract with Tinker Ma LLC, formerly Artec Design Group, Inc., to include reimbursable expenses for design of the new forensic center for an amount not to exceed $22,500.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Lehman, reasoning behind the increase?
Yes, Commissioner. This contract was approved last April for design of the forensic center, and there was no reimbursables listed in that contract. It was an oversight by all of us. ECD, who's working with the state on reimbursement, noticed that error. And so we do have some reimbursable expenses that the way to get those reimbursed by the state for the forensic center was to amend the contract. And so this resolution is to amend the contract. So it was an oversight, and those will be paid out based on reimbursables related to that contract.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. No further lights. Chairman, those are all our Finance Committee meetings.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chair. Madam Clerk, we're going to move into Building and Economic Development. Madam Clerk, would you read 625-6, please?
Resolution 625-6, a resolution to authorize the Hamilton County Board of Education to utilize a construction manager at risk procurement process and contract for the construction of the new North River Elementary School project.
Mr. Lehman.
Yes, Commissioner, you may recall in March of this year, we approved a MOU with the school board, which would allow alternate delivery relative to construction of school facilities. As part of that agreement, we did list that we would notify the commission when their intent to use those. When we approved the design contract with Franklin, they had not made that decision. They've since made a decision as of April. The school board does want to utilize a construction manager at risk for this new North River Elementary School. And so this is to get commission approval to allow that construction delivery
Well,
method.
for the lay people, will you walk through what the manager at risk is, if you don't mind?
Yes, sir. So it's an alternative delivery. County general governments in the state of Tennessee cannot utilize that method. School boards can. And so what will happen, and it's laid out in the MOU, the school board through their procurement requirements will solicit a construction manager. They'll step through a process to select that construction manager, probably about, usually it's a little bit after the design contract starts to get through programming, and then the construction manager will be under contract with the school board for the last half of the design process to help inform that. They'll also, during that process, be pricing the job, and then right before construction, they'll have a guaranteed max price, and so that will be approved and under contract, and so the construction manager then at that point will build it for that set price. So that's kind of the process.
I like the idea of no surprises on the back end on pricing.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any lights on? All right, thank you, sir. Oh, Mr. Graham?
I was trying to get to my light quick enough, sorry. Mr. Chairman, if you remember, when we were all, not Gatlinburg, but when we were all in Murfreesboro, almost a year ago now, several counties are going to this. Several county school systems are going to this, but several county facilities, health departments, things of that nature, they're being built by these managers, and it ends up tightening the reins a little bit on the budget for the building process, but it also puts another set of eyes on different ways to save money. So it helps tremendously. I mean, I think it's a great way to get started to utilize this. Going forward, I think we can utilize it more once we really get our bearings on how this is going to work. But I think it's a great opportunity to learn and a great opportunity to figure out what kind of savings are there and make it a little bit more efficient. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for the comments, and I think everyone up here would agree with that statement. As a county, we have infinite needs and finite resources, and we have to find a way to stretch every dollar.